Yes, and we are live. Great greetings, goddess. You're on with Abiola from womanifesting.com, and I am the founder of the Spiritpreneur Guru Academy. And this is the Fearless Abundant Spiritpreneur, day 8 of 40 days and 40 nights of how you can be a fearless and abundant spiritpreneur. So what's a spiritpreneur? A spiritpreneur is a spirit-based entrepreneur, and you could be the people who work with me. My amazing clients are generally coaches, gurus, practitioners, and healers in genres from niches from you could be in empowerment and spirituality, or love, sex and dating, fashion and beauty, the works. Cooking and food across the board. Yes, the goddesses are gathering. Greetings, Goddess Michelle. Greetings, Goddess Aurora. Greetings, Goddess Love Spirit Universalist in the house. And Goddess T. Lily Cool Crisp. Yes, that is a name and a half. And so today, for today's edition of Fearless Abundant Spiritpreneur, we are talking about public speaking. This was a question that a goddess asked in my Facebook Goddess Circle. If you want to join us over there, if you have questions for me, that's the best place to post them, and I will do a video as an answer. We're going to be talking about public speaking and you. Is public speaking in your future? Let me know in the comments if this is something that you are also interested in. And so her question was basically, Dear Abiola, I want to get out there as a public speaker, but I don't know how to begin. How do I get started? Oh, my sister, you are in the exact right place. The exact right place. I love this name, Goddess Tick So Thick. Okay, yes. Okay, so Goddess Love Spirit Universal is definitely interested in public speaking. Hello, Goddess Maria. Yes, glad that you are here. Okay. So, and a couple of other goddesses, hello YouTube, hello Facebook, hello Instagram, are also interested in getting your voice out there. Okay, so Goddess Michelle says that she needs to get over her fear of it. Okay, this is perfect because I have always felt like since I was very young, this strange dichotomy between feeling like I had something really important to say and wanting to get out there and say it and share it, and at the same time being terrified of putting myself out there, being very fearful of public speaking, having social anxiety, being shy, being nervous, whatever it is. All those things are different things. Social anxiety is different than shyness, is different than general anxiety, is different than fear, is different than nerves, is different than shy. And I had them all. I was all of them. Every single one of them. And so the beauty of it is that the more that you do anything, the more comfortable you get with it. The more that you put your voice and put yourself in the world, the more comfortable that you get. And so one of the easiest ways that you can get started is, first of all, what is it that you want to talk about? That was an important question that I had to ask myself, because like I said in the beginning, I felt like, okay, well, I have something I want to say. And then I was like, well, what do I want to say? And then I was like, that's my sound of crickets. So first, figure out, what is the message? What is it that you want to say? We live in a culture where people want to just be famous for famous, or be putting themselves out there and they have nothing to say. We don't need any more of that. We don't need any more famous for being famous, or any more people putting themselves out there with nothing to add, nothing positive to add. So what is it that you want to say, and why, and to whom? Okay, so what do you want to say? Why do you want to say it? And to whom do you want to say it? Who is your audience? That's number one. Number two, once you're clear on what it is that you want to say, the beautiful thing is, this is a mindset shift that happened for me that changed everything. I realized that the things that I needed to say, and my beautiful audience, you, that I needed to say them to, were bigger than any fear that I had. So let whatever it is that you're wanting to say be greater than your fear. Let whatever it is that you are feeling needed, if you're feeling called to share something, let that be greater than your fear and any other obstacle in the way. Don't let anything hold you back, even you. Put that in the quotes, hit the share button. Somebody needs to hear that. Do not let anything hold you back from getting your message out there, not even you. And I realized I could not let anything hold me back, especially not myself. Okay. And so I joined Toastmasters. I had already given, a couple of talks. And so those early talks that I gave were at schools. Schools have budgets to invite speakers. And even if they don't have a budget yet, you are wanting to get experience. And so a school, whether it's a school that you attended, that's a great place to start, right? Local girl makes good, right? So I'm sure that, an elementary school audience, for example, would be, well, I was going to say a lot less intimidating than a college audience, but it's not true, because when all those little people are sitting there looking at you like, yeah, well, I thought this was gym, or I thought we were going to have recess. Who's this? It may not be, the way to go, but I'm teasing you. Start with maybe the schools that you went to, right? So we've gone to some schools somewhere, right? Or are affiliated with certain organizations. So for example, I am a member of a sister of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. So you start at home. Are there organizations that you or your family is linked to? Is your family, for example, one of my friends, her mom sells Mary Kay and her dad sells Amway. What? When she went to launch her speaking career, she had a built-in network. She was speaking at Mary Kay's across the country and Amway meetings or whatever have you, and racking up experience, racking up getting her voice out there and her message out there, and then eventually racking up her coins, because then people started to pay her and she was in demand. And so start with, the organizations that you and your family are linked to, your church, your synagogue, your mosque. Is there something, again, that you want to share that would be relevant for them as an audience? And if so, approach them and talk to them. All that they can say is no. And that's a good day. If your worst thing that happens to you on a given day is somebody said no to you, that's a blessing, because then that leaves you to go and find the next yes. Okay. So Goddess Katu says she's a member of Toastmasters in another city. Yes. So I joined Toastmasters, and admittedly, originally it was because I was joining with a boy. All right, fine. But I did join Toastmasters, and it was really helpful for me. Like I said, even though I had already given a few talks actually at schools, it was still really, really helpful to be in a community of other speakers and get feedback. And it was really, really positive. And so Toastmasters is an international organization. Wherever you live, there is a Toastmasters. So you can join Toastmasters. YouTube, I just realized, my bad, YouTube. I didn't put the video on public. But don't worry, I will, if you're watching this, I will upload the replay later. All right, so Toastmasters is another great way to begin. Also, if you have a website, or if you don't have a website yet, you can set it up on an About Me page, or set up a speaker one sheet explaining what your topics are, what it is that you were born to share. Thank you for the hearts, Instagram. And that would be great, because then when you're approaching people, like you go, your mother approaches her links organization or whatever and says, my baby's a speaker. And they say, okay, great. We do have a budget for a speaker. Send us her links. And then you don't have any links. It's a bad look now for your mom or whoever, So you want to have your stuff together. Present yourself in a professional manner for whatever it is that your niche is, And so you may want to put together a speaker one sheet there is an awesome sister named Emily Elizabeth, who I will give you her information if you want it. The best way to ask for it is to join me in the Facebook group at imanifestmagic.com, imanifestmagic.com, or just ask me wherever for Goddess Emily's information. She's a member of the Spiritpreneur Guru Academy, and now I'm also working with her as well. She is awesome. And a speaker one sheet just basically explains who you are, a little bit about your bio, your topics, stuff like that. Now, I do have a Spiritpreneur public speaking kit, but it's not available to you unless you're in the Spiritpreneur Guru Academy. If you're in the academy, let me know, and I will, or you can just see it under your included courses, or if you can't find it, just let me or my assistant Michaela know and I will get it to you. But I may make that public for a week, maybe during the holidays or Black Friday or something like that, so that other people can get access to that. Okay. Now, another thing that you want to do is realize that not only do schools and organizations have budgets for speakers, but also when is it timely for them to bring you to speak? So, for example, I am African, American, Caribbean woman, right? And so there are budgets. There's a Black Students Union. There are women's organizations. There's, for those of you who are LBT. I'm like hungry now. LGBTQ. Yeah. For all of my amazing LGBTQ goddesses, there are student organizations and specifically money from colleges to bring you to speak. So how awesome is that? So get your months together. So for my Latina sisters, for example, this is your month. This is, or over in the UK, this is Black History Month. And so don't approach them in the month because now they've already booked their speakers, although sometimes people cancel and that could be an opportunity for you. But you offering an organization, these people need to wake up, they need to diversify, they need to get our voices out there. If you are an LGBTQ speaker and you know that June is Pride Month, then you need to approach them and, let them know, hello, your organization. Hi, Stacy. I've noticed that your organization hasn't booked anyone for Pride Month in the past. And as we know, we are wanting to make sure that our companies are diverse, don't we, Stacy? Right? Or how about this? You send a letter to a local organization and you're like, rather than being like, oh, can you book me to speak? It's all in how you pitch people. I get emails from people who are like, I read these long rambling emails and I don't know at the end of the email even what they're asking me for. Don't do that. Be very clear up front. What is it that you want? What is it that you're asking? Okay, who are you speaking to? Know who you're speaking to. Don't address anything dear sir or madam or, Mr. Abiola or whatever, because that ain't gonna cut it. Know who you're speaking to and address them clearly. Ask for what you're wanting and speak to their benefits, not your benefits. Most pitches are like, hey, give me a chance, I'm starting out. No, speak to the benefits for the organization. Here's what's in it for your organization to book me to speak. Here is what I have to offer. Come from that point of view. All right. Come from the point of view of helping them to win, and then you win, and then you all win. All right. So I have a speakers bureau that I work with. I'm booked with American Program Bureau. People who want to book me to speak go through the speakers bureau, but you can do all of this. You can get started by yourself. You can put together, like I said, your speakers one sheet. You can put together your pitch. You can start with 5 organizations, 5 places you'd like to speak, and reach out to them and start to make your case as to why you are the person to come in and help them win. And it's a win-win situation. And then for each talk that you do, get your video, get your photos, if you can afterward, get a testimonial from them of, yes, Lakeisha came in, she spoke and she lit the place on fire. She was amazing, or whatever it is. And then you'll start to realize what audiences you like and what audiences are for you and what audiences are not for you. And it's a beautiful thing, because now I can definitely pick and choose. And I do, I could be speaking every week if I wanted to, but if a place is not in alignment with me and it's not the audience that I'm wanting to speak to, it's not my heart audience, and I'm not looking for exposure or whatever it is, then it's not a match. And that's okay, because again, then that leaves them to go and find the person that is right for them. And it snowballs, then we want to book a speaker, and we see on your website that you've spoken at these organizations. We see your video clips, we see what you've got going on, and we're like, yeah. You like that movie? Yeah. So I will tomorrow speak more specifically about overcoming the shyness and the anxiety part of it, to put yourself out there, because that's a different ball game, and I want to go deeper with that part. You can join me all this week, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, wherever you are watching this, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And I'll be posting the replays at womanifesting.com and in my Facebook group, imanifestmagic.com. And for all of you who emailed me yesterday about Spiritpreneur Guru Academy, yes, the doors are opening this week, and I will let you know more about that. This is the time for you to be seen, be heard, and be an abundant movement, goddesses. I can't wait to hear all about your talks. Namaste. Yes.